understand that you get to choose and make yourself look gorgeous from the waist up.
That's right.
I mean, you can wear shorts.
That's right. No one
Wear a
will know.
bikini and no one will know.
You could be wearing PJs for all we know.
Or
I'm
nothing
sure.
at all.
Or nothing at all.
That's, you have a point there, Michael, with your peanuts.
But you don't get Sonny's wine. That's the other
That's right.
downside.
That's right.
You don't get what?
Sonny's
Sonny
wine.
pouring wine.
Oh. Well, you're not getting that now.
What color
either.
do you want? White or red?
Yeah, he's premiered at Grant Park.
No, well, I don't
Maybe
even know
about
when that's gonna
2
start.
weeks ago,
Who knows? Well, like, has anyone been to services where they afterwards at the Onig? Do they have wrapped things? I
Wrapped.
think they
Everything was wrapped the time I went. Yeah.
And you can't eat. Do you eat there?
Yes.
Oh, they let you eat there.
Yeah. Yeah. I just went into a corner.
A corner. And is your second name Bakery? Are you Corner Bakery?
Absolutely.
AKA Rika?
Yeah.
You sure?
Very good. Blessed. Charlene Carnes. Nice to see you.
Hey, Charlene.
Linda Combs.
Hi, Linda.
Too. Nice to see you too. Phyllis. Yeah, nice to see you. Hi, Richard. All right, who did I leave out? Everyone
you
has
got
been, everyone has been greeted. Nicely.
Now we can
Richard,
get
why are you
started.
laughing?
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shalom, everyone. We will get started now. That means
Okay.
we're going to get muted.
Yep.
I'll leave it to you to open and I'll come in afterwards. I'm really glad to meet with you.
Okay, we're going to begin on page 648, right in the middle of the page with Shiru. It says Shir Chadash, but it's also Shiru Ladonai. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Let's do that part again. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash.
Shiru Ladonai, we come and we sing a new song together. And in this kind of dreary day, how nice it is to sing together. You know, this week, just I think 2 days ago, Time Out came out with their best cities in the world. And if you hadn't seen, Chicago, they ranked number 2. Best city in the world, the second best city. And I mean, we're used to being second city, if you will, but one of those things that as a Chicago transplant, makes Chicago incredible is obviously this time, is the summer, is everything going on. There are so many activities, so much to do. When it is not -30 out, you're like, I have to go outside. And I feel a lot of pressure during the summer, during the spring, to not sit inside. Like anytime I can, to like be outside, go with my kid to the park and go just read a book outside instead of on the couch, which is why today and the rain was really nice. Got to like be inside and just be okay with it. And it was surprising how nice that was, as it has rained in actually quite some time. And it got me very ready for Shabbat. It got me ready to just pay attention to me, to my needs, and to what my Shabbat is going to be like. And one of those things that it got me ready for was being able to say hello to so many wonderful friends, new people, and our community here. So I will invite us before we start and bring in the light of Shabbat, I encourage you to turn around, find someone new you have not met, and say hello and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. To help bring in that light of Shabbat, we're going to invite up John Seiner, who is the chair of our Adult Education Committee, to help light our Shabbat candles, as our blessing will be found on page 120.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Thank you, John, and thank you for all you do. I get to invite up Liz Rosen, as they are always just down to help out with, especially candles and Kiddush, and one of my favorite people.
Okay.
So we rise for our Kiddush on page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila l'mikrae kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta v'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen.
Amen.
We may be seated. We're going to turn to page 138, as if we have not welcomed enough into our space. We continue to literally spend that moment welcoming Shabbat into our space with Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad hishmiyanu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemo tiferet v'li tehillah Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela. Verse 3 Mikdash melech ir melucha kumitzei mitoch ha'afecha rav lach shevet be'emek ha'bacha vehu yachamol alayich amla Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela Hitorri hitnari. Oh, 5? Kumi ori uri uri shivdaveri kevod Adonai alayich nigla Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam besimcha uv'tzola toch emunei am segura boi chala Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela Lecha Dodi likrat kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekavela.
We may be seated. And if you didn't think we were an audaciously hospitable group of people, an audaciously hospitable religion, then you would know that we're even going to welcome even more into our space. As we turn to page 142, we find Shalom Aleichem welcoming those angels that accompany us all during Shabbat.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Hasharet, Malachi Elyon, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem leShalom, Malachi HaShalom. הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי עליון, ממלך ממלך, מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש הקדוש ברוך הוא. הקדוש הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון, מלאכי עליון, ממלך ממלך, מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש הקדוש ברוך הוא. הקדוש הקדוש ברוך הוא.
On page 46, we rise in one community in body or in spirit. 146, yeah, thank you. 146.
We know exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
We do. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch hu et Adonai am levorach. Baruch Adonai ha-mevorach le'olam ha'ed. Lai, 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 lai.
On the top of page 149, let's pray together at the top. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Vaed.
Seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
As we prepare for Micha Mocha on page 158, Rabbi Harold Kushner reflects on the fact that the Israelites saw this incredible miracle of the splitting of the sea and the marching to freedom, and then pretty quickly lost faith and complained about the lack of water, where's the food, and all of this. And as he goes on, as Rabbi Harold Kushner goes on to say, a few small experiences of the meaningfulness of life every single day will do much more for the soul than a single overwhelming experience. We celebrate all those miracles, big and small, with our Micha Mocha.
Micha Mocha, my name Adonai, Micha Mocha, Nedar Kodesh, Norat Hilot, Osifele, Norat Hilot, Osifele, Yabai Bibiribam, Yabai Bibiribam, Yabai Bibiribam, Yabai Bibiribam. משה ובריים זיילי זיילי ענו ואמרו אדוני לא לעולם ועד יביי ביי ביריבם יביי ביי ביריבם יביי ביי ביריבם יביי ביי ביריבם איי דיי 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 יביי ביי ביריבם איי דיי 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 יביי ביי
And then when we found ourselves wandering in the desert, feeling uncertain about the most easy things like sitting in our tent at night and worrying about safety, what did we do? We reached out to God, saying, God, shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings as we think about what it is to feel safe for who we are, in the body we are, for who we love, for how we are in the world. We think about the aspects of safety that we all have and the aspect of safety that we sometimes may wish we had. I believe we're doing the last two lines on page 160 of the Hebrew.
I believe that's true. Yes, we're doing
Haporei Sukkot
yes.
Shalom.
And I put Taubman, but I think this is actually Jeff Klepper. I threw myself off.
Yeah, they're in the same realm.
They're different. They're separate but equal, if you'll excuse a horrible expression. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai haporech בסוכת שלום. שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל. And that repeats. Or not. Alayim ve'amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. And that definitely repeats. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Let's go right into the Amidah. Yes.
We're going to turn to page 164 as we'll be continuing on the even pages as we take those kind of steps into the core of our worship service, the Amidah, as I invite you to rise.
So we're just going to start
164, then 166.
Okay. All right. We will start with Adonai Svatai. Adonai, Adonai, Svatai tiftach, Adonai, ufi yagid tehilatecha, Adonai, Svatai tiftach, Adonai, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim Ve'koneh Hakol Ve'zocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot U'mevii Geula livnei bneihem Lema'an Shemo be'ahava Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai Mechayeh hakol atah Rav lehoshia Morid hatal Mechalkel chayim bechesed Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim Somech noflim verofeh cholim Umatir asurim Umekayem emunato lishnei afar Michamocha ba'al geburot umidomelach Melech memit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah le'chayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kdoshim b'chol yom yehallelujah selah Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
We take a moment of privacy, of silent prayer, meditation, each of us in our own way. It might be maybe the words on the pages and the following pages. It might be the words written on our hearts. Take a moment of silent prayer, and you may be seated when you wish.
Adonai Tzuri, Adonai Tzuri, Regoali.
This is a special Shabbat. Something big is happening tomorrow. It has to do with 3 digits. So tomorrow, after years of advocacy by Americans working to improve our mental health system, 988 is going to become our new nationwide number for suicide prevention, for mental health and substance abuse crises. You can call it, you can text it, you can help others by making sure they know about the use of it. Now, we have been working towards this and needed this for so long. We all know surely people who have needed such a number to call in a crisis. And tonight during our Misha Berach, our prayer for full and complete healing, this helps us and our nation get, just that tiny bit closer to helping that full and complete healing, especially for those who are working through mental health challenges. And we think about our friends and family who are working through challenges of their body, of their spirit, of their soul. If there's anyone who you're thinking of on this Shabbat who's in need of healing, I invite you to share their name aloud. And also we acknowledge those names that are on our screens from our friends who are our community that is joining us on Zoom. Our Misha Berach can be found on page 3, in the middle of 371.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekol us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Here on the third Friday of every month, we take some time to acknowledge those blessings that we have here in our community, and especially those birthdays. And since we're like a slightly smaller group, I'm also going to throw a curveball and anniversaries as well. So if you have a birthday or anniversary in the month of July, I'll invite you to come on up. Oh, nice. Oh, there's so many anyway. Oh, this is wonderful. Why don't you join us here? All right. So it's a birthday?
Yeah.
And what day was your birthday?
July 6th.
July 6th. I know it.
Hello. July 24th is my birthday.
July 24th is your birthday.
I'm July 23rd.
July 23rd.
July 27th.
July 19th.
July 17th.
Wonderful. And Kendra Katzman?
I gave birth to somebody on July 8th. But
Yes, it was a day of birth.
happy birthday, Ezra.
I love that. And for all of you, we wish you such a happy birthday month. And we get to sing with you the words of Shehechianu, saying, thank you, God, for enabling us to reach this day that we get to celebrate you.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu vekimanu vehigianu lazman hazeh. Amen.
Happy birthday to you all, Mazel Tov. There is a moment that happens to me regularly where you can say my East Coast is showing. And that is, well, I mean, often in traffic, but especially when I'm on Lakeshore Drive and I'm merging onto Lakeshore Drive and I'm like right there with another car and they are slowing down to let me in, but I'm slowing down because I'm supposed to yield, but they're slowing down and I'm slowing down, and it is just a little bit of a mess. And I'm like, no, like you keep going and I'm going to merge in because it's my time to yield. But it really upsets me, like drives me crazy. Because I'm like, no, like just do the thing you're supposed to do. I know you're being nice. I know this is like a Midwestern thing. You're just like trying to let me in, but I just go. And the reason that they're doing it is because they're looking out for me. They're making sure that I don't have to deal with too much hardship. I don't have to like brake too hard or worry about getting in. They're looking out for me. And they're assuming the best of me, and I'm assuming the best of them, even though I'm a little annoyed by it. I'm assuming the best of them. And this got me thinking about the ways that we expect things of other people. What do we expect that those around us are looking out for in regards to us? Right? The word paranoia is really about expecting that other people are like not looking out for you, that they are actively against you, that paranoia that people are actively trying to be out for you, to mess up your way, to just not help you out. That everyone is conspiring against you. And I want to introduce a new term. Well, actually, before that, I want you to just think for a moment, just driving. Just put yourself in that situation. What would it be like to drive with the expectation that everyone else driving is thinking about how to be against you, how to be difficult to you, how to conspire to make your drive difficult? Sometimes it may feel that way, but truly, it feels stressful. Thinking about being at a light and people are going different ways, but they're trying to mess you up. I want to introduce a new word to you. Pronoia. As opposed to paranoia, pronoia is a neologism or a new word or a new coined word describing a state of mind the opposite of paranoia. Whereas a person suffering from paranoia feels that persons or entities are conspiring against them, a person experiencing pronoia would feel that the world around them is conspiring to do them good. Now put yourself back in that driver's seat with the expectation that the whole world around you is conspiring to do good for you. Put yourself in any other place. The whole world is conspiring to do good for you. It is a beautiful feeling. Might be a little off-putting at first, I'm sure. But the feeling that everyone's looking out for me, I love that. I absolutely love that. And I think that we, as a community, as a country, have experienced touches of pronoia that often come after huge tragedies. Right? After Highland Park last week, we had people rushing to help, both in those moments and for the days and week afterwards, that they were heading to Highland Park to do whatever they could to help. I think back to the weeks after September 11th, the ways that this country really spent its time looking out for hopefully all of those around us. I want to especially put a little asterisk that our Muslim friends, especially those who looked outwardly Muslim, did not experience that. But hopefully most of those in our country felt that little touch of pronoia, if you will. And I'm really thinking about this dichotomy of blessings, feeling like everyone's out there to bless you, and curses, everyone's out there to curse you in this week's Torah portion. This week, we read the portion of Balak. In Balak, we have the words, Ma tovu oalecha Yaakov, how beautiful are your tents, O Jacob, a blessing bestowed upon the people of Israel by a foreign prophet. Those words came from that foreign prophet Balaam, who was hired by Balak, the namesake of the Torah portion. And Balaam was hired by Balak to curse the Israelites. Balaam is a little interesting because he seems to have a standing relationship with God. Our God, Adonai, our God. which in this time is especially unusual. In the biblical mindset, foreign prophets have relations with their own foreign gods, and perhaps they are deluded altogether in a monotheistic view, and we are the ones that kind of have our own God, and they have their own, and we're quite separate. And so it's rare in the Torah to show us a prophet of another tradition who has a relationship to Adonai. So twice, Balak sends Balaam to persuade him to curse the Israelites. And each time Balaam says, listen, I'm going to try. I know I'm being paid for this. He's like a mercenary of curses. But he says, I'm going to open my mouth, and whatever comes out is what comes out. Eventually, God says to Balaam, go and do this. Balaam's like, all right, Balak tells me to go. God tells me to go. I'm going to go. And Balaam goes up over, I imagine him on like a huge cliff, looking down on all of these tents where the Israelites have camped. And he opens his mouth to offer a curse, but instead Balaam offers blessings. Not once, but thrice. And at this time, he says those words, Ma tovu o alecha Yaakov, how beautiful are your tents, O Jacob. Now, literally, he is there looking down at tents, but that word tents holds so much more. It's not only their homes, it's their places of safety. It is the culture that they have grown. It is their community, all represented in that word tents. And so when Balaam says, how beautiful is your community, O Jacob, I wonder, what's going on in that community? Is it tending more towards paranoia or pronoia? What is that community feeling? How are they working with each other? Right? They've been through a lot already. They have left Egypt together. They've experienced miracles. They've experienced plagues. They've experienced real hardship and real blessings. And so have those hardships led them towards a more pronoia response? Have those blessings had them too okay and easy in their life that they're looking more inward to themselves and a little paranoia sets in, that I'm more special than others? I'm not entirely sure. I'd like to think that this way that this community is built, that Balaam looks down, maybe he sees them chatting with each other, sharing food, sharing drink. Maybe they've all come together to bring in Shabbat. And here, Balaam is saying, how beautiful is your community. When we're attuned to God, we offer blessings. But even when we're primed contextually to think in terms of curses, those come out sometimes too. Even when those around us are prompting us to respond with unkindness and vitriol, it's that moment of pronoia, tending towards that way, to know that if we are the ones who are really paying attention to the blessings, if we are attuned to those blessings, attuned to the ways that those around us are actually looking out for us, and how much more beautiful are our days, how much more beautiful is our Shabbat, how much more beautiful is our community. Shabbat Shalom. Though we are in the midst of summer, it's a quieter time here at Temple Sholom. There is still so much going on. my first announcement is about Makom, our 20s, 30s group, but in fact, a huge number of our community is in the other room over there as Makom, our 20s, 30s group is joining this Shabbat. They were supposed to be on the beach tonight celebrating Shabbat there, but of course that is the downfall of the rain. But if you're on the other end of the age spectrum, IoT, or It's Our Turn, which likes to put itself in the age range of empty nesters or never nesters, you could join IoT for our annual Millennium Park concert get-together. Joining together at Millennium Park for an evening of good music, good friends, good food, or future good friends and future good community. And so you can find the information on that. I also would give a heads up about iMentor. Oh, I'm sorry. So IoT, that Millennium Park concert is July 21st. And a few days after that, on July 25th, through the efforts of Sholom Justice, we are welcoming iMentor Chicago. iMentor is actually a nationwide effort, community organizing effort to pair students with mentors. So iMentor specifically works with 4 or 5 high schools on Chicago's south and west side. First of all, they put in college and community counselors, extra ones in each one of these schools. And then each junior and senior is paired up with a mentor in the Chicagoland community to talk about what's next for you after graduation, whether it be technical school, whether it be college, however it is that you'd like to progress your life. How do you plan to do it? So we're joining with iMentor to learn more about how we in the Temple community can be matched and be a personal champion to help them on their journey to college and their career. And we can be those champions. So I'll encourage you to join us on July 25th. And even if you're nervous about it, you're a little unsure, join us, learn about it. There's no commitment, as we'd love to get a big cohort together to really be a part, to continue to be a big part of our Chicagoland communities. We're going to turn now back in our Sidurim to page 586 to the words of Aleinu L'Shabech at the bottom of the page as we rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We may be seated as we prepare for Kaddish Yatom. Adonai, you are with me in my prayer and my love, my doubt and my fear, in my longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within me. Yet when doubt troubles me, when anxiety makes me tremble and pain clouds the mind, I look inward, looking inward for an answer to my prayers. I hope I may find you, finding courage and insight and endurance, finding that which gives meaning and purpose to my journey of mourning. On this Shabbat, we bring to mind those blessings that we bring on that journey of mourning as we are continuing to mourn the victims of the Highland Park shooting, Irina McCarthy and her husband, Kevin McCarthy, Nicolas Toledo Zaragoza, Catherine Goldstein, Stephen Strauss, Jackie Sondheim, and Eduardo Uvaldo. Our Temple Sholom community is thinking about those who have passed away in the last 30 days, a time known as Shloshim, Dorothy Nagler, Jim Ryan, Marcus Mayers, and Norma Adler, and those whose yard sites are observed in this week, Catherine Basso, Susan Berber, Fern Bergstein, Morris Cohen, Ida Cohen, Arthur Copeland, Morris Coven, Jack Danhauser, William Eatman, Miles Fleischman, Joseph Fox, Alvin Golub, Lois Kroll Good, Merle Horowitz, Melvin Hyman, Sarah Jose, Morris Katzman, Janet Cohn, Sidney Levy, Jack Lewis, Sidney Buddy Marks, Rose Mihas, Barry Miller, Alexander Morris, Michael Novak, Yocheved Ovadia, Richard Peck, Helen Seiner, Morris Smith, Yetta Tupler, Debbie Weinstock, and James A. Welsh. If we have any names to add to our list of memory, I invite you to share them aloud. As we rise for the words of Kaddish Yatom, page 598.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudisha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrama. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imroma. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen.
We may be seated as we are going to conclude on page 625 with, on the cue sheet, it says folk, which for Adon Olam really is like mi Sinai. It's from Sinai. It must be.
There are so many. Rabbi. You have no idea.
We are going to join in Adon Olam, and then we will join in Bettyport Hall right around the corner for Oneg. And make sure, here is my charge to you, that in that pronoia sense, maybe we expect everyone else to also greet us, to welcome us, to wish us Shabbat Shalom. So wish everyone else a Shabbat Shalom, because they are excited to wish you one too.
And you know what? I am feeling a lot of pronoia right now. So I think, Luis, I think we should start. We're just going to do the last verse so that we can all have a cookie that much sooner. So we're going to start with the Yado, but give us the tune. Okay, you ready? בידו הפקיד רוחי, בעת אישון ועיירה אדון עולם, ואם רוחי גווייתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נשא לחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.